Good evening. I would like to call to order this Finance Committee meeting, August 6, 2024. Mr. Joseph is going to lead us in the invocation and pledge. My usual guy was late.
Bow our head. Dear Lord, bless this great country, bless this great state, and dear Lord, bless all the armed forces service members that give us the freedom we have today, and also bless this council to make the right decision for the community we serve. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. It was perfect. Ms. Ashley, it looks like we're missing Mr. Robert, Mr. Turner, and Mr. Cullen. Chair's additions, item number 3, I don't have any additions. Just go roll through this thing. Public comment, if anybody wants to speak on any agenda item, just fill out the red or green slips, and we will give you your 3 minutes to discuss any agenda item. Item 5, general business. Item A, presentation of HUD Section 8 Program 5-year plan and approval of resolution to authorize the administrator of the parish Section 8 program, Robert Macedo and Associates, to prepare said plan to schedule a public hearing to obtain Ascension Parish's citizens' input as required by HUD, and to authorize the parish president to execute the required documents associated with the 2025 through 2029 Section 8 5-year plan. Come on up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again, and I cannot believe that it's been 5 years already since the last time we did this plan. As you get older, the years pass much quicker than. So, the purpose of this plan is to give to HUD our goals and objectives about the Section 8 program. As you know, the Section 8 program is a rental assistance program that is funded by HUD, and all the funds, including all the rents, all the utility assistance that we give through this program, as well as all administrative fees, are paid by the program. There's no expense to the parish. So HUD wants to know what we're going to do on this program in the next 5 years. The good news is that we have the program at its full capacity. We're spending all the money that they're giving us, and we're leasing up all the units that we can lease up under this program. The parish can assist 105 families on this program each month. And again, the HUD sent us the money to pay for the rental assistance. Just as a general piece of information, the program contributes about 75% of the cost of the rental of a unit, and the tenants pay the difference, the 25%. Again, we're doing very good, so our objectives and our goals are to maintain this performance that we have so far in the last couple of years with the increase of rental units, and of course we got to go by the fair market rents that are dictated by HUD. In Ascension Parish, with its growth, has good fair market rents. So landlords are receptive to this program. So the next step is going to be for me to complete the 5-year plan and have it available most likely at the office of the grants officer, and also at that time HUD wants to have a copy of your latest audit. So those two documents would be for any kind of public review. And then after that, we will hold a public hearing approximately 45 days after this initial public notice about the availability of these documents. Then we'll have a public hearing and then submit the plan is due to HUD October the 18th.
Looks like Mr. Joseph has a question.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Rowe? You know, I'm gonna ask that question. So the parish, you say, only have 105?
105.
105. The city of Donaldsonville have, you represent them too, right?
Yeah, the city of Donaldsonville has 85.
85.
Right.
City of Gonzales,
The city of Gonzales is included in Ascension Parish.
okay,
So for the entire parish, Donaldsonville has its own program with 85 units, and then the rest of the parish, including Prairieville, Gonzales, Sorrento, they have the 105.
okay. So, and as usual, when I ask you a question, HUD is not looking to increase us no way. And,
Unfortunately
assistant.
not. They haven't, it's unbelievable how many programs HUD has. But the most, in my opinion, the best one is the rental assistance. Hasn't grown at least for the last 5 to 8 years, no.
okay, so are you, and the reason I'm asking that question is because the potential growth that we're gonna have on the West Bank, you foresee that number shrinking if average income goes up?
You know, the increase in rental assistance, even though it's sponsored by HUD, is really at the, it's Congress, the one that authorizes any kind of increases. So depending on what the next administration is going to do, and of course, I'm not predicting anything.
I understand.
But, yeah, that's how the program is expanded
Okay.
through Congress.
And on the question, the reason I constantly ask that question, because the public just think, not everyone, but, you know, that the federal government just give us a lot of money, and if you own the program, you just got to sign up and you get on it. It just don't work that way. We have a limit, and although the parish is over 130,000 people, and we only have close to 200 vouchers, I mean, it's hard to get in the program,
Yeah.
very hard. So, no, thank you for the update, appreciate it.
And in addition to that, Ascension Parish, especially the Gonzales and Prairieville area, have a lot, it's a big demand. We have folks that are participating in other states that want to relocate to Ascension, so the demand is high. So, and also just for general information, we spend about $82,000 a month in rental assistance. And the tenants contribute about $27,000.
Okay.
So that's the ratio of 75 to 25.
And I have one more question. I know in the past that you used to have an open enrollment. As of currently, right now, you are filled up and you don't have any open enrollment.
No. Yeah, once you reach 105 and continues on, 1 month could drop to 104, and then the following month you can lease up to 106. But altogether, through the whole year, you cannot rent, you cannot assist more than 105 times 12.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
With no other questions, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Lawson and a second from Mr. Varnado. Do I have any other questions? Any objections? All right, this will go to full council for approval. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, item 5B, approval of donation to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank in the amount of $2,500 to provide the equivalent of up to 7,500 meals to the hungry at no cost to the member agencies in Ascension Parish. I have a motion from Mr. Varnado, second from Mr. Arsenault. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That motion will go to full council for approval. Item C, update on recreation projects to be completed using the ARPA funds and approval of items to defer from the original resolution from the streets of Compton.
Good evening. So the thing I'd like you to focus on for this are the last two items in the spreadsheet. Starting at the bottom, Southwood Park upgrades. We want to propose to spend $1 million on some improvements at that park, which will include some dedicated pickleball courts and a new restroom facility. Just above that, at Oak Grove Park, we want to spend $591,343 of ARPA funds, and we're likely going to double that with park funds to put a new playground in at Oak Grove. So we have to have these monies allocated by the end of this year. The Southwood Park was already a project which was on our radar, and we're going to do the Oak Grove Park with state contract, so we don't have to bid that out. So we should get both of these started very quickly. But we need y'all's approval so that we can do that.
Okay. Mr. P.T. has a question.
Hey, Ricky, they had one on there for some water quality stuff, regional detention and all that. Looks like we're not gonna pursue it. Is there any particular reason, just not enough? I know a lot of it is the land issue. We just don't have a big enough basin in some places to even pursue, but, I mean, is there anything else there?
The bigger issue is the timing.
Yeah,
When we got told that we had to have the money under contract by the end of this year, we knew we had to fast forward a lot of these projects.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Malonzo.
Yeah, and just kind of follow up there, Ms. Compton. I see that we're kind of, about 6 or 7 other projects that we're gonna axe. Like on the smaller scale, of course, like the BMX pump track and,
Those were axed previously. They're on here because they were on the original resolution y'all originally received.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see a 0 in the second red column, y'all had axed those previously.
okay. Okay.
This resolution isn't axing anything, this is adding 2.
So where are we getting the extra?
Oops, sorry.
Where's the extra 1.6 coming from?
So 1 million, okay, so I guess I did err. We had planned on $1 million to do the litter eater in the river. We're still working through that conceptually, but that is not happening by the end of this year. There's some permitting and some permissions that we're working through. The 591,000 was, we had only ever worked in round numbers, and when I sat with Ms. Dawn here recently, we discovered that it wasn't 14 million flat, it was 14,590,000. So we needed to spend that other 591,000, and because the Oak Grove Playground it's showing its age, we figured that was our most popular playground, and it would be good for us to go ahead and upgrade it to an all-inclusive playground, poured-in-play surface. And so it's gonna get the whole hog treatment like we did at Duplessis.
I'm good. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Compton?
Motion approved.
I have a motion from Mr. Malonzo and a second from Mr. Varnado. Do I have any objections? That motion will go to full council. Thank you, Mr. Compton. Item D, approval amendment number 1 to the professional services contract with Joey Thibodeau's Drain Clean and Plumbing to add an additional $100,000 for maintenance and repairs for a new total not to exceed of $175,000.
Motion.
Have a motion from Mr. Malonzo,
Second.
second from Mr. Cullen. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That motion will be sent to full council for approval. Item E, approval of cooperative endeavor agreement with Impact Sports Gonzalez to provide compensation for officials used in the conduction of baseball for a total not to exceed amount of $80,000. I have a motion from Mr. Turner and a second from Mr. Hillensback. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That motion will go to full council for approval. Item F, approval of ordinance declaring surplus and authorization and sale and/or transfer of miscellaneous movable equipment. Motion from Mr. Hillensback. Second from Mr. Melanson. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item will go to full council for approval. Item G, approval amendment number 1 to the master service contract with Delcon LLC for electrical maintenance and repair to parish facilities to extend the contract through October 5th, 2025. This amendment is also to revise Section A and Section and Exhibit A. This amendment does not affect the original price of not to exceed $150,000. Motion from Mr. Melanson, and a second from Mr. Hillensback. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item will go to full council. Item H, approval to enter into contract with ADT Commercial to maintain existing fire alarms and security alarms at government facilities in Ascension Parish. Total contract amount not to exceed $63,120. Motion from Mr. Hillensback. Second from Mr. Melanson. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item will be sent to full council for approval. Item I, approval renewal of master services contract with Waste Management of Louisiana for parish-wide dumpster rentals for a total not to exceed amount of $165,000. I have a motion from Mr. Melanson and a second from Ms. Alonso. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That motion will be sent to full council for approval. Item J, approval of amendment number 2 to the professional engineering support services contract with Quality Engineering and Survey LLC for the Ascension Parish Courthouse East Green Infrastructure Improvements Project to extend the contract term through December 31st, 2024. This amendment does not affect the contract not to exceed amount of $21,500. I have a motion from Mr. Varnado. Second from Mr. Cullen. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item will be sent to council. Item K, approval of amendment number 3 to the professional services contract with Quality Engineering and Serving LLC for the professional design services of Butch Gore Park renovations to extend the agreement term through July 31st, 2024. This amendment does not affect the contract not to exceed amount of $141,822. Motion from Mr. Cullen, second from Mr. Melanson. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item is sent to full council. Item L, approval of amendment number 4 to the professional services contract with ICE Sales and Service LLC for SCADA support service maintenance to extend the original contract term to January 31st, 2025. This amendment does not affect the contract not to exceed amount of $75,000. Motion from Mr. Melanson, a second from Mr. Hillensback. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item will be sent to full council. Item M, approval amendment number 1 to the professional services contract for professional engineering support services with Parish Engineering LLC to extend the contract term through December 31st, 2024. This amendment only extends the term of the contract and does not affect the contract not to exceed amount of $12,000. Motion from Mr. Varnado, second from Mr. Melanson. Do I have any questions? Any objections? That item is sent to council. Item N, contract report for all contract agreements entered into the month of July 2024. It was emailed to us. Pretty sure, I think I remember seeing it. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to get with Ms. Dawn or Ms. Ashley, and they will be glad to assist you with those. No motion needed there. So we'll move on to item 6, finance reports. The monthly report of new positions added to Ascension Parish. Ms. Lucy sent those to us. Do you want to say anything about it? Or Megan, anybody? You want to talk about it, or are you good with it? Oh, yeah, let me make sure we can. I don't know which one that is. I don't know which microphone that is. You might have any questions about the new position reports that were sent to us? Okay, thank you very much, Megan. Let's see, 6B, parish position report, second quarter 2024. Does anybody have any questions about that? Megan, do you have anything you want to present, or Lucy, or anybody? I think we're good. Okay. And then item C, financial update. As always, our open finance is available on our website. You can go and look at our checkbook and see how we spend money and see where your tax dollars go. Do I? Yep. You have a motion to adjourn? Is that what you're doing? Yep. I have a motion to adjourn from Mr. Varnado. Second. And a second from Mr. Cullen. Any objections? We are adjourned.